This is Kim Fowley. I thought I was interesting till I heard and saw blaring out with the king of California media, ERIC Blair. Everything he says is true. You'll have a happier life when you pay attention to what he says.
Blaring Out with Eric Blair show. We're here with the incredible, talented, legendary Kim Fowley. How you doing, Kim?
I'm alive.
Now, Kim, tell me what you feel the significance of the Germs is and was.
Kim Fowley produced the first Germs album, Live at the Whiskey. It was noise and attitude, which America needed then and they need now. And that's what there are. Two things, attitude and noise. That's the Germs.
Kim, tell me about You're Taking Me Away to the Funny Farm. Tell me about that, because we loved that as kids. We worshiped that album.
You mean they're coming to take me away? Ha ha, hee hee, ho ho. I covered somebody else doing it. I had the #1 record in Denmark and New Zealand, and Napoleon XIV had it everywhere else in the world. So if you were a teenager in Denmark or New Zealand, you knew my version on CBS. He was on Warner Brothers, and I didn't do his. I covered him and kicked his head in 2 countries. He beat me in the other 108 countries of the world.
Will you admit, or do you believe that you discovered Joan Jett? And if so, what did you see in her that you thought would take her all the way?
Kim Fowley was the original producer, manager, publisher, co-writer, publicist of the Runaways. Joan Jett was the musical daughter of Keith Richards and John Lennon. I saw that in her, and how she wrote songs and how she played and how she did the thinking. Joan is a rock and roll architect. She was a producer of the Germs also. I did the first album, she did a later album. Joan is smart. Joan still makes lots of money on the road playing major concerts around the world.
Why do you think Lita Ford had a modicum of success but not as huge and not as enduring as Joan Jett? And why do you think that is?
Lita Ford was Sophia Loren and is a very wealthy woman who lives in the Caribbean with a family. Joan Jett still wears leather and prowls the highway and plays rock and roll every night. That's possibly the difference. One is like the midnight prowler, and the other one is a lady who has rock and roll and has a family and all those things. And perhaps it's hard to rock when you're in a family situation.
Do you remember Terry Lee Fear coming to you for advice in the music business?
A lot of people did, and apparently he became Carrie Kelly, and he makes a living with Alice Cooper, so he studied well.
What advice would you give to musicians today on how to do well in the industry?
Be mean, because no one's going to help you. You have to help yourself. And figure out what you can't do and get people to fill in the stuff you are incapable of doing, and the stuff that you excel at, make sure that you don't hurt people with it, but you get paid for it.
Rodney Bingenheimer. He was your best friend and your best buddy, and the movie that came out about him...
I believe that Rodney's movie is a movie about Rodney, and that movie is whatever it is. I don't know what that means. It's a movie that he participated in, so he's over 18, he understands what was going on. They weren't filming an actor playing Rodney, they were filming Rodney.
What was your impression of Darby Crash when you met him?
He went to my old high school, Uni High. He and Pat were kicked out in 76, I was kicked out in 58.
But when you met him on the scene, did you know that he had something unique to offer the world?
He was a tab hunter version of Quasimodo.
Nirvana.
They did a Kim Fowley song, Do You Love Me, which Kiss did originally, which I co-wrote, and they did it on a Kiss tribute album. So I like them for doing that. Thank you, Nirvana.
Tell me about Kiss. Tell me about Paul and Gene. Why do you think that they've endured the test of time?
Gene Simmons is John Wayne. Paul Stanley is Clark Gable. They have brains, too. Thank God for Kiss. It's my pension. So I have songs on 34 different Kiss albums and product. I'm on the radio, Sirius Satellite, Underground Garage 25 every weekend. 4 years, I get tons of emails from all over the world. People want to know, how do you do it? I say, open up your windows, roll, down your inhibitions and make noise.
What do you think about Christina Ricci?
I liked her before her breast reduction better.
I would agree with Kim on that one. Angelina Jolie.
Brad, how many times have I told you, feed the kids and change the shoes on the shirt?
What do you think of the porn industry, Kim?
Wow. Holly Stevens is goddess who does clown porn. That's my favorite.
Really?
Have you read Girls and Corpses magazine yet?
No.
It's the new Bible of flesh adventures. It's called Girls and Corpses magazine, and it's porn stars, sex workers, and Edgar Allan Poe, and all mixed in. And there's going to be a big party on October 25th at Maximum Comics, and I'm playing at it, and all those girls and a pile of strange musicians. You go down there, your mind will be blown.
Kim, how would you define the word love?
Lust for people that are scared to be creeps.
What brings you the most peace in your life right now?
Violence and hatred.
What would you tell to a person that is thinking about committing suicide?
Enjoy it and film it and have a party while it's going on. Do it on a national holiday with your family members present.
Tell me about what are some of the highlights of your Sirius radio show?
When I send coded messages to my listeners.
Kim Fowley, it has been great talking to you.
Thank you,
God
sir.
bless you, my friend.
Listen to him, he knows what he's talking about.
Blairing Out with Eric Blair with Kim Fowley, signing off.
The Blairing Out Show. The Blairing Out Show.